The wildfires that have been ravaging Los Angeles have been nothing short of horrific, and if you're a viewer of mine who lives in the area or in a surrounding area, well, I really don't know what to say, honestly, besides the obvious. I hope you and any loved ones you may have that may also live in the same area stay safe, as I've never been in a situation like this. Anyway, I really don't have any patience for people still denying climate change at this point. How many more weather disasters of this magnitude is it going to take? Just a few months ago, we had two hurricanes, both dubbed once-in-a-lifetime hurricanes, back to back. Every year now, this planet shatters hottest year ever recorded records. Climate change is no longer this fringe issue that only the science community is well aware of and sounding the alarm on. We are now seeing real-world ramifications and devastation as a result of climate change on seemingly a regular basis at this point. But there are still many idiots who choose to still plug their ears and claim climate change isn't real, and there are also plenty of idiots blaming this specific wildfire on wokeness, or more specifically, DEI. Here's a tweet from world-renowned documentarian and intellectual Matt Walsh. Los Angeles deliberately set out to exclude white men from becoming firefighters, and now they don't have enough firefighters to prevent their city from burning to the ground. DEI is a cancer that destroys everything it touches. Yes, we should direct our pitchforks at the black female firefighters that surely make up a disproportionate amount of woke commie California's firefighters, right? Actually, no. According to CaliforniaVolunteerFirefighter.org, only 5% of firefighters in California are women. This DEI bullshit is unsurprisingly yet another wedge issue out of a million other wedge issues pushed by idiotic and bought-out pundits that is meant to keep the public at odds with each other. Do you want to know who you should get infinitely more upset at than your local female of color firefighter? Look no further than Stuart and Linda Resnick. If you don't know who they are, if you've ever eaten Wonderful branded pistachios, they own that. Or if you've ever drank Fiji branded water, they own that too. Those are just two out of several other iconic products under their umbrella, and you want to know what else they own? 60% of California's water supply. This was the result of a series of discrete meetings back in 1994 that did not involve any input from regular people, the taxpayers, at all. And because of this, during times of drought in California, these huge agricultural conglomerates are favored to receive water over millions of regular citizens. And during times of drought, people in California have to pay mega-rich ghouls like the Resnicks for what is called paper water, water that these citizens are supposedly entitled to, but doesn't exist yet at the moment, and they pay for the amount of water they are entitled to even if they never receive the amount of water they are entitled to. This is a weird and convoluted concept to me because I live in New York City. We can get fresh water at any time straight from the tap, and that's why I don't buy bottled water, but this is a reality for people in California. Water is typically seen as one of the three basic necessities for a human: food, shelter, water. But a basic human necessity can be privatized away because one couple has the pockets deep enough to purchase a significant amount of said human necessity provided in a state. And yet fuckfaces like Matt Walsh expect you to be more mad at the prospect of more black women entering California's fire department than white men, when again that isn't even fucking happening. Because again, like I've said before, these commentators are bought out. They speak for the interests of billionaires and corporations rather than the interests of regular people. That's why they talk about these fake bullshit issues like DEI, because they want to divert the public's attention away from the billionaires who really do perpetuate suffering in this world. And if you want to know why there aren't enough firefighters in California, it's not because of wokeness or any bullshit like that. It is because the fire department in California is underfunded. Much of the funding that should go to the fire department is instead allocated to the police department that is already excessively funded. Because California, and this country in general frankly, thinks it's more important to throw more people than necessary in cells to justify the exorbitant amount of money this country pumps into the prison industrial complex than saving people from burning alive. Anyway, moving off of that point, I was watching a Kyle Kulinski video right before recording this video, and there was a point made in the video that really stuck with me. Well, to be more accurate, accurate. He was reacting to a climate expert making this point. And they brought up that since at least the 1970s, the fossil fuel industry had a pretty good idea that extreme climate disasters, like what we're seeing in LA right now, would happen. And instead of spending these 50 some odd years sounding the alarm and working with politicians and world leaders to help prevent such disasters from happening, they decided to continue to spread harmful emissions into the air like CO2, or destroy more land to extract more resources without a care in the world. Because why should their bottom line be impacted when they could just continue to destroy this world, because that increases their profits more? And unfortunately, there is no positive change in sight. There is no shortage of Neanderthals in this country buying into propaganda funded by the same billionaires and corporations directly contributing to the destruction of this planet, telling them, oh, all of these extreme and seemingly back-to-back climate disasters we've been witnessing, meh, nothing to be concerned by. Climate change isn't real. Hook, line, and sinker. I mean, look no further than the man this country just elected for president. Again, Donald Trump. Look at all the billionaires he stacked into his cabinet. Look at how he caved to Elon during the H-1B visa fiasco. He has shown time and time again that he's willing to bend like a pretzel for billionaires and corporations, yet I'm supposed to believe he's going to be this fighter for the people when he already had a full term of serving nobody but the rich and powerful, because that is the exact class of people he comes from. I hope before we're all engulfed in flames, this country stops falling for phony populism and distracted by fake issues. It's not the average, everyday people of color, women, LGBTQ plus people, and other marginalized groups of people the right routinely attacks who you should be mad at. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.